This is Tim's87. This is SlamChat. Remember to hit the subscribe button up there in the corner. Today we'll be talking about the past week's wrestling shows. You know, Raw, Smackdown, TNA. The Hell in a Cell pay-per-view coming up this Sunday. Let me see what else. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. You know, time's getting closer and closer to seeing the new installment of SmackDown vs. Raw, which I think is going to be a pretty good game. So I'm gonna get more into that a little bit later on. Oh, let's jump right into it. Because of last week's match loss, John Cena will face Randy Orton, The Big Show, and Chris Jericho tonight in a gauntlet match. Me personally, being the fact that I do not like John Cena because I look at him as the new Millennium Hulk Hogan. The guy, you know, you probably seen, if you've seen the first episode, then you know I said he couldn't wrestle his way out of paper bag. Me personally, I still don't think he can, because he gets beat up the whole match, and then all of a sudden, here comes the 5 to 7 moves of doom. There's going to be a shoulder block, a clothesline, then a spin out power bomb, the 5-knuckle shuffle, the FU, or the STF, or excuse me, the attitude adjuster, for those who started watching wrestling last week and didn't know that his move was originally called the FU. So, seeing how he'll be running the gauntlet tonight, it'll be a pretty, I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the whole Jack Swagger, Miz, and Kofi Kingston thing, with people stealing Kofi Kingston's title. So I kind of want to see who's going to come out on top with that. Now let's move on down to TNA, which is usually the same thing every week, which is, I don't see how they get any ratings with the same programming, where they bury their younger superstars, put out a lot of their old superstars, and things like that are, you know, is common WCW. It's like what ran WCW into the ground. You got okay, sure, you got your big names that kind of you know, put the company out there. You got your Nash, you got your Booker T, you got your, you know, Scott Steiner, Kurt Angle, and, you know, and which is cool, because you want to have older guys that the younger guys can look up to, but at the same time, it's kind of disheartening to see younger superstars who could have plenty of screen time, who could be big names in TNA, just get downplayed. The Motor City Machine Guns could be real big names in TNA. Jay Lethal, Consequences Creed could be real big names in TNA, but they're reduced to mid-card gimmicks. You know, I'm kind of glad to see Hernandez is kind of moving up in the ranks, you know, but really a lot of these guys that are pretty good never really move up, or they get stuck into it. They go into a gimmick for a minute, they get stuck there, and then that's where they are for the rest of their time in whatever company they're in. Now, let's move on over to Friday Night SmackDown, which I think was a pretty good SmackDown. They lifted the ban on the Hell's Gate, so now it's 100% legal, so I expect to see it at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, probably winning the match for Undertaker against CM Punk. I'm really liking the Dolph Ziggler, John Morrison feud. Batista's back. He's going to challenge the Big Show and Jericho for the Unified Tag Team Champions, with Rey Mysterio as his partner. So, you know, this SmackDown to me is the #1 show for the WWE, not Monday Night Raw, because you see the same 3 championship rotations. You've been seeing this thing for the past couple of years in a row now, the same championship rotation between Cena, Orton, Triple H. So, you know, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, you know, I'm kind of liking the whole DX Legacy thing, you know, the older tag team, more experience. They've been combined Hell in a Cell matches. I think they've been in about maybe 5 or about 6 or 7 combined. And, you know, it's looking pretty good. You know, stuff like that is what I like seeing. You know, the younger superstars getting a push against the, you know, the bigger names that are already established, which is pretty good. Let's see what else. Let's move on down to the SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 video game, which is the 11th installment, I believe, of the SmackDown series, which is pretty good, because I've played every last SmackDown game that's ever come out, and from what I'm seeing on 2010, was it's going to be a pretty good, well put together system. I think they've rebuilt their engine or using a newer one. The creative characters look, almost identical to their WWE counterparts in the video game. Creative finisher creation is like the total premise of the game. You got creative finisher, create a superstar, create a storyline. You can even, from what I understand, you can even create your own entrance video for your superstar. So you can make your highlight reel into a music video, which is a whole lot better than sitting there with, your uploaded custom track and you got to come out to Triple H's video or come out to Randy Orton's music, which is pretty good because I've used it. So but now it gives you a chance to kind of really just unleash your creative prowess in the game, which is awesome. They also finally turned the TLC match back into a ladder match and not a match with weapons and then a pinfall. It's actually a ladder match, so that's freaking awesome. I'm loving that. The Royal Rumble has been changed to where it's not so easy to get eliminated as it was in previous years, where the computer will come in, throw you against the ropes, and two people just kick you out of the ring. So the pinning system is the same thing from Legends of WrestleMania. They just show it instead of they say you can switch it back to the old version of it too. So that's some pretty good stuff right there. And I will say it's a definite pickup for anybody who likes wrestling games, anybody who's new. They got the training facility, which is a replica of Florida Championship Wrestling, where it's an easy pickup for people who are new to the game and for older people who need to maybe adapt to some of the newer features in the game. So I will say it's a definite pickup. We'll see about it. Comes out October the 20th in the United States. So I think it's a definite pickup for any wrestling fan. Also, upcoming this week is the Smackdown 10th anniversary, which will be on October the 2nd. From what I understand, The Rock's going to make a promo appearance. The main event will be John Cena, The Undertaker, and DX versus Legacy, Orton, and CM Punk, which I think is going to be a pretty good main event. The SmackDown brand uses their talent more. They kind of boost superstars, So I'm kind of enjoying to see. I'm liking the CM Punk heel turn, and it's some good stuff going on. Now there are a few things I don't agree with, as far as Monday Night Raw, how some superstars are kind of, I think they deserve a bigger push than what they're getting, and maybe only time will tell. I think MVP can make a run for the WWE Championship. I think Mark Henry could be in a run for the WWE Championship. I mean, he's a former ECW champion. There's a lot of superstars out there that can be in contention for titles that I'm really starting to see, and it's just a matter of time before they decide to pick it up and see what happens with the superstars. Now I'm going to do my Hell in a Cell, maybe my picks for who's going to win. I'm going for DX over Legacy in the Hell in a Cell. I'm going for Undertaker over Punk, Orton over Cena. I'm kind of going with Dolph Ziggler over John Morrison. And let me see who else. Batista and Ray over Jericho and Big Show. And let me see who else has a match. I'm looking at the Miz to pull out a win for the United States Championship. So those are my picks for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Like I said, subscribe. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, send them to my email address. I'll make it a pop-up so you can write it down. And